as one of the assailants? Yes. And did you then provide her with a color Xerox of that lineup for her to write on? Yes. And showing you what has previously been marked as People's Exhibit 3. Do you recognize that? Yes, I do. And what is that? That is a photograph of the original mug show-up folder that was shown to her, and she identified one person in it. Okay, one more. Without the presence of an attorney. He stated that he would talk to us. He didn't think the matter was that serious. And did any statements that he made at that time appear to you to be made freely and voluntarily? Yes, sir, they were. Would you relate any conversations that occurred at that time? I asked him where the slot machine was, and he stated, it's right over here. He turned around and we followed him to a bar area where the slot machine was. I looked at it and I asked him where the component was, which was a wheel that was missing from the inside. I asked him where that was, and he stated that he didn't have it, that a Kenneth Land owned the machine, and he comes and collects from the machine, and he also took the wheel. I asked him if we could search for the wheel in his house, and he stated, sure, go ahead. You could probably get a search warrant anyway. And I added, you can refuse to let us search. You don't have to let us. He was very cooperative and very nice and said, no, go ahead. You can search any room you want. Officer, what led you to the conclusion something was missing from this machine? I don't know too much about slot machines, but I have seen them in Las Vegas before, about 6 years ago, and they have little rollers inside of a window that when they match each other, that is when you get the money. And this was missing, and that is what I was looking for, because I understood that that was an important part or a payoff part that you had to have before the machine would work. In other words, when you looked at this machine in the residence, you didn't observe any such rollers as you call them. Is that correct? Yes, sir, that's correct. Approximately what size opening did you observe to be vacant? Approximately 3 inches high by 4 or 5 inches long, this opening in the glass. And now that is where the appearance of the rollers are, with the different diagrams that have drawings like apples, pears, or cowboys, like on top of the slot machine. Sir, at that point, after talking with the defendant, did you then proceed to make a search for the missing part of the machine? Yes, sir. I asked where his bedroom was because I felt that would be the most likely place to look, and he pointed it out. And I went to that bedroom. And did you then commence to search the bedroom? Yes, sir, I did. What part of the bedroom did you look in? I went to the dresser drawer first and started at the top and worked my way down. And what, if anything, did you observe upon opening the first drawer? I observed on top of some jewelry, cufflinks, and other items, a cigarette wrapper, and inside of this cigarette wrapper, a clear cigarette wrapper around a package of cigarettes. Inside of it was what appeared to be a red capsule. Officer, did you open this wrapper to observe this? No, sir, it's a clear wrapper. In other words, upon opening the drawer, you observed this capsule? Yes, sir, I did. Had you seen capsules prior to this? Yes, sir. Approximately how many times? Well, I have purchased them undercover probably 50 times, and I give speeches to adult groups in the city of Downey and LA County, where I have them in a case that is checked out from the department. And I have had training since 1963 in identification of drugs, where I have seen Seconal. And based upon your prior experience with this type of drug, what, if anything, did you believe this capsule to be at that time? A dangerous drug, sodium Seconal. All right, sir. After observing that, where did you look next within the bedroom? I stopped looking at that point, and I went back in the living room and asked Ronald Brown to come back in the bedroom with me so I could point it out to him, and from that point on, I wanted him to watch the rest of the search. And did you continue searching the bedroom? He came back in the bedroom with me, and I pointed out that item to him, and then I continued the search for the wheel again. Where did you look for the wheel? I just started going down through the drawers. In other words, you opened additional drawers in the same dresser? Yes, sir. What, if anything, did you find in additional drawers? Well, the center of the dresser had smaller drawers and longer drawers, and I opened the bottom drawer and pulled it out down to the floor, and I observed in the back of some boxes what appeared to be a vial of manicured marijuana, and also a vial of marijuana cigarettes, plus a package of zigzag papers. And when you pulled this drawer out, where were these items? Back behind some articles inside this drawer, and they were in open view too. I didn't have to move anything. I saw them laying behind this box. In other words, upon pulling the drawer out, you were able to observe the items? Yes. Was the